Hello, how's everybody doing today? Gotta check, make sure everything is good up in here. I know, I know I'm self-conscious about my eye because something happened when I was younger. Because I don't want no one to think I was in a fight or whatever and got punched in the eye. In a way, I got punched by a disease. Not really a disease, but when I was younger, I caught shingles in the eye. So I never had chicken pox. Chicken pox. So the form that I had, it got in my eye, and they call it herpes zoster. So I had it in my eye. So and it left this type of mark, the after effect of it. So that's why it looked the way it looks, but now it has gotten a little darker because uh, something going on with one of my tooth that I need to get taken care of. So if it appears to look a little darker, and then too, I've been out in the sun a lot lately. So you probably said, "Dang, that girl, she getting dark and all that." Hey, it don't matter to me. I'm still beautiful. I'm beautiful. My heart is beautiful. But I'm not coming on here to tell you about my situation in that way. But like I was saying, I do feel self-conscious about it sometimes. Um, and it don't really have to do with how people see me as, but it's just how I see myself as. But none of that doesn't matter because I know the Lord loves me the same, no matter who I am, and He created me um, to be whoever I'm going to be. But what I'm coming on here to tell you today, and I'm going to try to make this a short video, um, is remember when Ohio had that train derailment and it blew all kind of chemicals. Well, actually, I think they blew it up. Uh, I'm not for sure how that process went. If it blew up when it um, came in contact with whatever it hit, or if they actually blew it up to do to do whatever they had to do with it. But anyway, so it blew all the chemicals in the air, and they said that everything was contained in that area, which was Palestine, Ohio, I believe. And they said everything was contained in that area. At first they said no, none of the residents didn't get affected by it, and this and that. But of course, anything that's chemical that goes up into the air, people are going to get affected. Well, they told the media, no, everything is good. So, but if something is wrong, it would just be amongst the people up here, and so a lot of people started going into the media, or going on the social media or television or whatever, talking to reporters and saying that, yeah, some people were affected, but we only heard a little bit about it. And so then I guess they was going to figure out a way to uh, compensate. I didn't mean to say compensate, but compensate the people for what they was going through. All right, okay, so enough is. So then they kind of like swept that up under the rug. Okay, we did our part. We're gonna give them money. We're gonna take care of them. If they are affected. All right, so swept that out on the rug. Then it was another derailing, somewhere else. Derailment somewhere else. I forgot what state it was. Okay, so then that kind of got hushed up and swept up under the rug. Okay, so the thing that I'm coming on here to tell you, because I know I made a video before about these derailments, is I knew a lot more people would be affected by it, because there's no way chemical being in the air is just going to affect that area. So and then two, it's going to be in our water system. So sometimes what really irritates me is that the uh, the people in charge, which is the government, or I forget the name of the people who controls the environment. The ones that I really want to say, I forgot their name, but they tend to not want to make the people panic over these situations, or over a situation that could be massive people involved. So they try to contain the information, which I understand to a certain extent. But when our health, when our life is at stake, I believe you need to tell us things up front, because I'm going to show you the reason why. Because they didn't warn us of anything about these derailments. They just said, okay, it's contained. We'll take care of the people who were infected. So they didn't say that it was going to trickle on to other places, because where it happened at was uphill, up in Ohio. So it's going to, if it's in the water system, it's going to drain down. I knew that from jump. And I believe I might have said something on one of my videos if you happen to go back and look at that. Okay, so I know I'm making a long story short. I mean, a short story long. Trying to give you all the details, but I keep going back and forth over the same detail. Okay, so anyway, because I want you to watch me, listen to everything that I'm saying, okay? You just sit back and watch and listen and learn. Okay, but anyway, okay, I'm going to quit acting silly. All right, so I'm going to get to the point. So the point of it is, they didn't tell the people. And so now the water did drain to other places. And now they're coming on saying that not only did Ohio get affected, but now the whole East Coast. I believe they might have said, I can't remember if it was like 15 or 20 something states they got affected by this. I didn't think it was going to be that big, but it is. So my thing is, why didn't they tell us before? Because you have scientists, you have all these people who know the after effect of what's going to happen. So why didn't they tell us then? So to me, it's making it seem like they don't want to put us in panic, but now it's still seeming like you don't care about us, because you knew it was going to affect us. You knew it. And so now we are affected, and what can we do about it now? It's already in our system. And so yeah. So now you want to tell us after we are already affected. So what good is it, that if we panic in the beginning or afterwards? Either way, we're still going to panic about something like, oh, wow. So that's what I don't understand about the government. They try to protect you from certain things, and they think what they're doing is the better approach. But in long terms, it really isn't. So it's like you just trying to kill us off or whatever, and saying, okay, we're not going to tell them because they're going to end up dying anyway. Or I'm not saying that's the case, because I don't know what kind of chemicals were in the air, but I do know, and if you check it out for yourself, I do know that all of these states got affected. So the whole East Coast, all the way down to North Carolina. I can't say how far north or how far south, but I do know North Carolina, New York. I believe, matter of fact, I think it goes all the way up to Canada. So that whole part up there, East Coast, I know got affected. So if it goes down to North Carolina, there's only one more state left on the east, and that's South Carolina. So I'm pretty sure every part of the East Coast got it. So yeah. So what you think about that? Should they have told us in the beginning, or now should we worry about, okay, well, we got to figure out what kind of chemicals are we affected by? Is it going to be in our food? We already know it's in our water. So, I just don't understand the government approach about these things. So check it out for yourself, and just remember, anything else that's going on in the world, that if they try to sweep it up under the rug, make sure you study a lot about it, more about it, because for the most part, they're not going to tell you. They don't like to tell you things until it's too late. So thank you for listening and watching, and check these things out on your own. Because, I'm going to come on here and give you the information, any information I find out. Some information I have to hold on to it until the Lord said it's time to let it go. Because I do have some other information. But I'm going to keep that in right now until the Lord directs me otherwise. All right, so thank you for listening, watching, and goodbye.